Hey guys, welcome back to Evolving Mail, and I'm glad you guys are here. We're going to be doing something to the Silverado today, and what I've got here is I got a rough country cold air intake. I got this on eBay. I think it's through seller on eBay. I got a discount on it. I think it was about like 120 bucks, which is pretty cheap because it's normally like 150. So we're going to dig into it right after this. I'm not there right now. Okay guys, so the first thing you gotta do is you gotta pop the hood. So we're gonna lift the hood up. We're gonna lift up the hood. And then the second thing you gotta do is you gotta open up your pretty box. Open up this box. And this cold air intake, got some directions right here that I don't think I need. So it comes with a rubber gasket piece that seals up against the hood. It comes with two hoses. And we've got the inlet pipe right here. Inlet pipe. We've got some clamps. We got some rubber boots, and we've got a bracket to secure it. So the first thing we have to do is I'm going to bring you guys closer. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to take this thing off right here. And I believe in order to do this, you have, let me see if I can get in here, do double duty with the phone here. So the first thing you have to take this breather line off. So what you're going to do is you're going to push down and pull it out like just like that. And then on the other side, you come around here. On the other side, you got the same thing. This one you're going to push up, pull off, so one side goes up, one side goes down because it's just flipped over. And then we have to take off. The next thing we need to do is we need to take off, loosen this up right here. There's a clamp right there. See the clamp right there? So I need a flathead screwdriver. Okay. So the next thing is come in here, take off this flathead screwdriver right there, loosen up this clamp. Drop the piece on the ground, and it should allow this to come right up like that. Okay, we got another one right there we need to take off. Drop my flathead bit on the ground. Drop the whole dang thing down there somewhere. So, need another one. I'm gonna loosen this one up, and this whole inlet piece right there should just pop off. I need to loosen this up. It takes some wiggling, and this whole mess is gone. Look at the lack of airflow right there. Then somewhere down here, I dropped my damn tool. Okay, so then the next thing we need to do is right down here, right here we have I think this is the mass airflow sensor. So we're going to pull this red tab up like that and press in. Press it on that, it should pop off. Should pop off. There you go. Set this over here. Now we need to reuse this, so we need to take this off, and this is a star bit. So I'm gonna grab the star bit, and I don't know which one it is. Just find one that fits. There we go. Take this star bit right off. Take these these off, and you don't want to lose these screws. You want to keep these screws. We're going to need those. So we're going to put them up in a pan right there. Take off the other one. Okay, that one off, and then just pull off the, and there's the sensor. You want to be careful with that. There's little, where am I at? There's little wires in there that detect the airflow. So I'm just going to set this down here. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this whole box right here. You should be able to just pull this up. It just sort of pushed in there. You just got to yank on it. And we need to take, in order to get that out, we're going to take this bar off right here. So what we're going to do is we got to pop up. You can use whatever tool. I'm just going to use a knife. I'm going to pop off these little black things right here. Got your little two-piece grommet right there. We're going to save that to put back in. And there's one here and one here. We're going to take both of these off. Close up. So when you're looking at the side, this bar is going to have to come off. In order to get to that bar, we're going to take this one and this one off. If you want to take the whole piece off the front, you can, but you shouldn't have to. And then we're going to come in here, and right there is a 10mm bolt. We're going to go ahead and take that off. Drill, do it the easy way. Just kind of get in here. Take this one off, save it, obviously, and then just loosen this one up a little bit. And when you do, it kicks over out of the way. So that's out of the way. Stick this up out of the way here, and we should be able to pull this out now. It should just come right out. It's kind of popped in there. One corner. Just gotta kind of manhandle it out, kind of. Just hard to get it out. So now the filter's in there, and this piece goes right into the sidewall here, and there's an airflow that goes, an air duct kind of built into the body. But we're taking it out. It was going through here, coming in, air through here, coming out through that big thing there, the big plume. Okay, so that's out of the way. The next thing we need to do is we are going to take, let me get you down here close. Next thing you do is we're going to take a couple of these bolts out. I need to look. I think that whole thing doesn't have to come out. Oh, we are taking the whole mount out. So we are going to take the entire mount out. So I'm just going to come in here with 10mm. There's 4 of them. Set this up here. Reach down there. Just pull that whole thing out. Okay, so now we're going to install the supply crankcase vents with fittings in the intake tube. Right there. So, intake tube. Hose clamps. missing something. Come on. Okay, so what we're going to do is we got these pieces right here, and there's some bolts in there, so be careful. You don't want to lose everything. You'll have to rip that open. So we're going to take out the two vent hose connectors. There's two of these in here. Okay, and they are going to go right here, and that's where our two return lines there go, our two vent whatever. So we're going to put these in there. We're going to do them hand tight. And I probably could put some thread tape on there because it's not very tight. So pull that off. It doesn't say to do this, but we're going to do it anyway. Just so we have a good seal. Okay. A little bit of thread tape so we got a nice good seal. That one. So that's easy enough. Okay, so now we're going to thread these in just like that. So I got all wrenches right now because I can't find my 3/4 that's supposed to be in my case. I didn't put it back right. So we're just going to snug that down. Obviously no torque specification. Just snug is all you're going for. Now, let's see. So we're going to install the mass airflow sensor right here. And they give you bolts to use. We're just going to put that right back in the hole. Maybe like this. And look at that. The tube is bent from the factory, but that may be, I don't think that's accidental. I mean, I think it's accidental, but it's okay. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. But we're going to try to use the ones we actually took out. See if they'll. I think they're going to work. I don't know why they don't fit. They don't fit. The supplied ones. We're just reusing our old ones. Okay, so we have that. Now I don't know why this is bent. That's bugging me a little bit, so I'm going to bend it out because I don't really want this to restrict airflow. Okay, so that's that. I'm trying to see how this is going to go just like that. So we've got two boots. Okay, so we've got two. It says the trial fit that. One of these boots is for that. The straight boot goes on here, so you just gotta work it on. Again, too short. Okay, guys. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take this boot right here, and I started doing it wrong, but I figured it out. We're gonna take one of these clamps. Smaller. There's different size clamps. So we're gonna take this. There's one bigger one. We're gonna take the not so big one. We're gonna put that over that right there. I'm gonna scoot this boot. Scoot boot, scooting. I'm gonna open this up a little bit more. Put that over there. Get the boot. It should be possible to get everything over this, but it is not necessarily easy. Okay. So the clamp's going to fit right now. You can take the clamp apart and then try to put it back together on there, but to me, I'd rather just struggle for a second. Tighten this one up. Snug. So the next thing we're going to do is, I was wrong about those bolts on the mass airflow sensor. I see now that they're for this. So we're going to take this, we're going to put it through the hole, and there's holes right here, and these holes, and that's where these bolts go. I swear that thing said to use those bolts, but maybe I misread it. Just like that. Put the other one in here. Line up your hole. Line up the holes. That's a 10mm. Somewhere I've got a gun that I set down. So we're just going to tighten that up. Snug it up. Okay. Now we're going to move this out of the way a second. I'm going to go ahead and put this down in the hole. You got to get this underneath, so I'm going to show you close up. Okay, so we got that one on there just like that. That's in there. Now we got to get this down in the hole right there. So just kind of tuck it in. Tuck that in right there. And we're going to use those bolts that we took out and line up those bolt holes right there. Put those bolts back in. Okay, so we've got one hole there. There were four. 1, 2, and then 3, 4. So we're putting one in there, and we're going to put one there, and one. You know, get to it right there. So got those. Just use your same 10mm socket. Use your same 10mm socket. Tighten them up. Same there. Let's see if you can see it. And then this one down here. Get your drill in long enough. There you go. Got my drill in. Okay, that's nice and good. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to take the filter. This filter out. We're going to take the filter. We're going to go right in. We're going to go right in, kind of like that. Turn it around, and I don't think there's anything you can really see. On the edge of here it says rough country RC, but it doesn't really matter. We're just getting it over top of that, and we are going to tighten that down right there. It's tight. So we got that tight. That's not moving. We got this boot here. So what we got to do is, I believe it's the step down boot. Step up. How you're looking at? That's that. And then to this end. That's not it. Looks like it's just a straight shot. Okay, so I'm gonna look at the I'm going to look at the paperwork here to make sure. Okay, so we got 2 more boots. We got 1 more boot. You get different boots for different cars, so we're going to take 2 of the smaller clamps, I think. Maybe 2 of the bigger clamps. Bigger clamp. So we're going to take 1 clamp, and we're going to put it over top the inside here. So we're going to put this boot, put this straight boot right there. We're going to tighten this clamp down right there, and that's going to be that. Alright, I'm not going to tighten it all the way. I'm going to get it sort of snug. Sort of snug. We're going to go ahead and fit this in here. But what we're going to do is, let's get the camera around. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take another clamp. I'm going to go ahead and loosen this up a little bit. Loosen this one up. Put all the clamps so they're like in the right direction. I'm just going to go ahead and loosen up some more. Loosen up some more. Get it over top of there. Just get it over there so we don't have to take it apart. And then we have the other clamp, which is going to go right here. I think this is the right one. There's a multitude of sizes. Okay, so we're gonna fish this through right here. Yep, we're gonna fish this through right like this. Try to put this end in first. Just don't mess up your airflow sensor. We're gonna rotate this around. Get that one in there. You want to just make sure you pull this boot up. Kind of feel around. Make sure you're at you got the edge tucked in far enough away from the clamp. So that feels pretty good. This one feels pretty good. I'm just gonna rotate this thing around so this isn't hitting, because that's kind of doesn't really say anything about that. But we don't want it rubbing. Okay, we got this boot in here. I'm making sure I got enough meat inside the clamp. Just gonna go ahead and pull it on. It's like one of them. It's like one of those weird French chef hats. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten this down. Loosen this one up a little bit. Put it up here. We're going to tighten this down, get our clamps so they're even. Okay guys, I got those tight. Now I will tell you that on these clamps, they sent me 5 clamps. 3 of them were smaller and 2 of them were bigger. And the bigger clamp I had no use for anywhere. But because there's only 3 smaller clamps, I can only do this one, and the inside one, and this one wouldn't work. I don't have another clamp on me. So I have this rubberized tape. This backing comes off and it's sticky, but I couldn't get it off. So I wrapped the tape around it a couple times. It's real thick electrical tape. And I wrapped it around underneath the clamp and then clamped it so it's a nice tight seal. I don't know why it was like that, but was. So now the next thing we need to do is on both sides, you have this piece right here. Go ahead and rotate it around. You'll see the side sticking out. Let me see if I can get the phone in closer. So rotate it around and you'll see the side that's sticking. This is pushed in, that's sticking out. So just push that in. See that move right there? Push it in, just pop it off. Pop that off, and we're going to attach this hose right in there like that. Okay guys, so the weird thing is it says on these to put that in there, and just doesn't need clamps. It says install the crankcase hose on both sides of the valve covers on the factory fitting and secure with hose clamps as shown. However, they did not give me hose clamps for it, so I'm just going to press it in there and have to go buy some hose clamps because they did not supply the hose clamps, which is really bonkers that didn't supply the hose clamps. So we're just going to have to make do until I can get to the store. And do it. So we're just going to take this one off. Okay, and we're going to stick this in here like that. That's as far down as that's getting in there like that. So that right there, where am I at? That right there says to use a hose clamp there, and you don't need one there. But yet the pictures on the directions show, where the hell am I at? On the pictures on the directions show a hose clamp here and here and there. They say not to do them up there, but to use the supplied hose clamps here. Again, no hose clamps were supplied, so there's not a lot we can do about that. We're just going to have to live with it. I don't know what else to do for now until I'm going to go out to the store as soon as I leave here and get some hose clamps. I don't have any small hose clamps like that. So the next thing we need to do is just take this piece of stuff right here, and we're going to come in here. We're just going to line the top of this. Actually I was supposed to do this before, but I didn't. I'm supposed to go all the way down the side of this thing, but you can't do it anyway. And then we're going to have to cut it a little bit. Again, you should put that on first, I suppose, but it's really not fully necessary. We're really only sealing the roof line. Okay, so that's that. Okay guys, so the last thing, we got this little rough country emblem, and we're just going to stick it right there. So I'm going to take a little bit of alcohol. I'm going to clean that. Let it dry for a second. We're going to peel the backing off. I don't know if this is 3M or not. It's made to look like 3M. We're just going to put that rough country thing on there and press it down. Nice and tight. And we are good to go. Everything's tight. Everything's good. I'm going to take a walk around with the camera. I can find out what I just did with my phone. There's my phone. I did forget one step. You guys almost let me fail. We got to put this back on. So we're going to move our bracket in here. Take one of our bolts. We have one extra because we didn't put it back in. We didn't need it. push pins. We're gonna stick our push pins in. These things only go on one way, and they're a pain to figure out. Push it back in. Push that back in. Clean up here, and I'll show you what we got. Okay, guys, so there we go. Like I said, I'm going to get a couple hose clamps right here and here because they did not supply them. These are tight. This is tight. This is tight. Everything's back together. Everything's tight. A little wiggle so it won't bind when the engine kind of moves. It won't bind. Everything looks pretty good from this side. We're going to go for a ride and check her out. So hold on a second. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so there you go. I went ahead and put some hose clamps on here, even though it said you didn't need to. And I've got some hose clamps and put them on there, even though it said it came with them, it didn't. So we got those. We're good to go. Everything's buckled down. Everything's good. We're going to go ahead and see what she sounds like. I was going to start it up, but it won't start with the hood open. So I'm going to go ahead and shut the hood and get her started and take it for a run. Okay, so side note, 2 hose clamps, $4.99. $5 for 2 hose clamps. So I had to buy 4, so it's $10. When did hose clamps get so expensive? God, I feel old. Okay, so here we go. Start it up. Sounds the same starting it up. I can't really tell a difference. I'm gonna go ahead, pull that onto the road here. Give her some goose. You're gonna give her some goose. Definitely sounds throatier. You know, I took off the exhaust, not the exhaust, but the muffler. I still have got the resonator on the back, but just a muffler. That little flapper thing that you guys have wasn't here when I got the truck. Someone had already taken off and put like an old beat up Flowmaster on it. So here we go. Definitely sounds good. Sounds louder. Some of it's coming from the front, so I got the front going and the back going. So it sounds pretty good. Thanks for checking me out, guys. I really appreciate it. Hopefully this helps a little bit. I did make some screw ups along the way. I usually will cut those out, but I'll probably include some clips at the end of me being done. We'll see. Anyway, I really appreciate it. Please check me out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, because occasionally I put some stuff on TikTok, but not as much. But check me out. Subscribe. It's Evolving Male. I really appreciate it, guys, and as always, peace out. Okay, guys, one thing I forgot to do, and I threw an engine code, I forgot to put the plug back on the mass air sensor. So we gotta push that back in, push it back in right there, click it, now it's connected. I forgot to do that. What a dummy. So don't forget that. And that's it. Yep.